No, this video won't be only ranting about the new max alert, nor will it be full praise. Let's have a good old discussion. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I'm Faye1, your host as usual, and today we're going to talk about the new max alert. And just if you haven't heard about this, a short recap. Not that long ago, they pushed a new update to the PTS, so the test server, and over there they're testing a new alert or event where you can pull maxes without any nanite cost, so for free, and the goal is to get as many kills as possible. You might already have seen a small update on the 20th of June because there was a small hotfix for the game, but that update did not contain the new max alert. This hotfix rather removed some of the bugs and it added some quality of life changes, but nothing really life changing though. You can find a link to the complete patch notes in the description down below. But okay guys, it is for you right now important to know that this alert, this max alert, is still a full concept. It is still very well possible that they will scrap the ID, so that's why it is very important for us to discuss it right now. Many other mechanics haven't made it from the test server to the live server environment. However though, I have to mention over here that Mr. Rel himself is really positive about this new alert, and he mentioned this on Twitter. Rel is also clearly not the only guy that's really looking forward to this alert, because actually there was a poll on Reddit, and there were like 608 votes, total votes, and the question was maximum pressure, the max alert. Is it a good idea? Well, yes said 38%, no said 24%, and meh, so I don't know, probably. That's what the remainder answered with 26%. And yes, there is a small edge for the yes team, so more people are looking forward to the alert. But on the other hand, yeah, you also got the people that don't know, and the clear no's. It feels like Brexit all over again, because Araxis doesn't know what it wants. The country is really divided right now, and both camps are actually pretty vocal about their opinion. To be honest, I'm not really surprised by this, because right now in the community, even without the alert, maxes are quite controversial. Not that long ago, the NC max has been nerfed and has become a lot less powerful, but it also raises the question, what should be the part of the max on the battlefield? What is their role? Some people argue that it should more have like a supportive role, but others argue that it should be a killing machine, a big robot with a big cost, but therefore also a lot of killing potential, especially if you combine it with an engineer. Quite frankly, ladies and gentlemen, I do not really have an opinion on that. I am loving the idea of a more supportive role, but I can also see the more aggressive role, especially right now with the kill count being important for the max alert. But to be very honest with you guys, I have never really played max, I have never switched into a max, and also because I'm right now playing mainly NSO, I can't even play max. So it is hard for me to really get an opinion on this right now. Normally, you can really see me as an infantry side player because I purely play infantry. However though, having some alerts like the aerial anomaly also make me play some more air vehicles. Again though, NSO doesn't have any ESF, so daybreak, please. Anyway, what I personally think what alerts should do is they should change the fights up temporarily. So for like half an hour you play with something you don't normally play as. And to be honest, I think with something like the max alert, the maximum pressure one, they are succeeding in finishing that goal. There is though one very big difference between the aerial anomaly and the max alert. And it is mainly that the max alert does impact the gameplay for everyone, whereas the aerial anomaly only really changes up the fight if you want to fight in the air. At least in my experience, there are not many more Banshee farmers during the aerial anomaly alert, because I don't think they really care that much about it. Really big players that want to play the aerial anomaly do that because they want to fight other airplanes next to the anomaly. So, while infantry side and air side can happily live together, and don't forget of course the Skyguard side if you're playing some tanks, well that is probably not the case with the max alert. What might be the result of this is that people that don't like to fight maxes or whip maxes might log off during this alert, which is I think a shame for this game. That's at least what I think in theory, because I still have to see it in practice. What I'm thinking right now is that during the alert everyone will start pulling maxes, because they are free, so chain pulling doesn't really matter anyway. And you will get some kind of Mech Warrior online feeling, where you only play max versus max. And because maxes are quite slow, that might not be the most exciting gameplay, but I don't know yet. I still have to see this in practice, and it also might be that you see a lot more people playing with Archer, some more C4 ferries, so light assaults with C4. But well, there are some more combinations possible, of course. Rel was talking about the rock, paper, scissors technique, and that might be the case, but I don't know if that will be the case. We have to see that in practice, really. I'm for example also curious if you see a lot more flashes popping up because they can roadkill maxes. That might be actually quite fun to see, but okay, we'll have to wait for that. What might also happen is that the community is completely going to ignore the max alert, like for example the Gaining Grounds one, or like the Refine and Refuel one of the latest alert additions to the game. However though, I do think this is rather unlikely just because it is so powerful to pull a max. Anyway, there is a difference though with the Refine and Refuel event and the Gaining Grounds one, especially because those are going to be removed in the future if they're going to add this alert. And that's I think mainly because the Refine and Refuel alert doesn't direct you towards fights, but it does direct you towards more tedious ant farming or caution farming, which might not be everyone's cup of tea. I do get the intent of the Refine and Refuel alert, because what you should do is get an ant, some people need to escort you while you're gathering the resources, the caution, and then in the end there should be some kind of fight near the rocket you try to refuel. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is not really happening. This might be due to not many people having fully served their ant. However, what I also think is that just the intent of having team play, so some people escorting with tanks, some people pulling an ant to really get the caution, I don't think that's working with randoms in this game. That also brings me to the next question, which is more important for the max alert, and that is, will there be random engineers repairing your max? To create this fun rock paper scissors system in this max alert for like 30 minutes, it is very important to have working team play, and I really hope this will improve with this alert, but we'll have to see again. This is really something which I'm doubting if it will happen in practice. But okay, I do have to admit over here that I think it's more likely that players are going to play as an engineer than that there are people going to pull tanks to escort ants. As some final closing thoughts from me, yes, I am kinda excited for the event, mainly because I'm just curious how it will play out with, for example, 100 maxes into one biolab. I think that will be so crazy that it might even be fun, but I don't know yet, might also be very boring. That is why we need to test it, and I'm thinking right now that having this as a test on the test server is not the way to test it really. I mean, as a test, the Refine and Refuel event went pretty well. However though, we want to see this on the live service, so yes, I would actually want to see this on the live service. There's one caveat though, and that's for me and probably also some other players as well, and that is mainly that the NSO faction doesn't have any maxes. So Dayrake, what about first adding maxes for the NSOs before you start implementing this system, this new alert? Or what could also work if you ask me, let the NSO players get a max from the faction they're fighting for. In the current state of the NSO, we can't properly participate in this alert, so I think that would be a shame, especially for the paying customers of Dayrake Games. Anyway, today I bought the Archer in the anticipation of this new Maximus Pressure alert, so I am prepared to fight some maxes, and I hope you guys are also willing to fight some maxes. My only hope right now is that you guys won't all log off during the event, because I'm just curious how it will play out, and therefore we just need a lot of players again. That said though guys, I'm curious what you guys are thinking about this alert. Are you in favor of this alert or against this alert? And let me know why in the comments down below. But okay guys, that is me, that is Fable1, and I will see you soon with some more content.